Hi, I'm Diana Savani, registered and licensed dietitian from Diana Savani Nutrition and Wellness. I'm here today to talk with you all about snacking and how it can be part of a healthy lifestyle. A lot of people tend to think that snacking is just a way to bring in extra calories into their body, which might scare some people who are trying to lose weight. However, snacking, especially when you're choosing the right types of snacks and eating them at the right times throughout the day, can actually help you to lose weight if that's your goal. Not only that, but it also gives you energy throughout the day and prevents those hangry feelings in the mid-afternoon. I don't know about you, but if I don't have a snack sometime after lunch, by the time I get to my dinner, I'm so hungry that I maybe don't eat so mindfully, or maybe I'm snacking so much as I'm cooking that I'm not even hungry for my dinner because I ate so much junk food while I was prepping it. So snacking can help prevent you from being hangry. It also helps to speed up your metabolism. Basically, if your body goes too long without getting fuel coming in from food, your body's going to slow down metabolism and try to hold on to any energy that it already has in the body. So by giving it snacks consistently throughout the day, your body's going to learn to trust you and say, I'm going to get food later from this girl, or my human is going to give me some more food later on, so I don't have to worry about holding on to the energy inside me already. So it's going to get used to that and speed up your metabolism. So how do we know what snacks are the right types of snacks that are going to help us to reach our goals? Let's talk about it. There's a lot of different things you can look at on a nutrition facts label for a healthy snack. I would recommend checking out the calories, the types of fats, the total carbohydrates, fiber, and the protein. Those are the top 5 things I look for on a healthy snack nutrition facts label. Let's talk about why. So the calories. Calorie intake definitely varies by person to person. Everybody needs a different amount of energy in through their food each day. So talk to a dietitian like myself to find out how many calories you need each day to strive for your either weight loss, weight gain, or weight maintenance goals. So let's say your goal is 1,500 calories in a day. If you eat 500 calories in each of your 3 meals, that's 1,500. So then if you're having 300 calorie snacks in between each of those, then you're going way over the 1,500 calorie total, right? But if we choose maybe a 100 calorie or 150 calorie or 200 calorie snack, and maybe our calorie goal is 2,000, we can work those in. So really it depends on what your total calories for the day are going to be and how you're going to break those up between your meals and your snacks. Now getting into the types of fats. Saturated fat and trans fats are the ones we want to limit. Saturated fat does have benefits, but if we have too much, which we tend to have plenty of in the typical American diet, can lead to high cholesterol levels. So I recommend choosing snacks that have a little bit less saturated fat. A little bit's okay though. And then trans fat is the only kind of fat that actually has no health benefit whatsoever. It's only negative. So we want to avoid trans fats as much as possible. The healthy fats that you'll find in food, things like omega-3s, monounsaturated, polyunsaturated fats, you'll see those on some nutrition facts labels, although they're not required to list those out. So you might notice the total fat doesn't add up to the amount of saturated and trans fat. And if that's the case, the remainder is coming from those healthy fats. So the healthy fats are a good sign. Those are going to help us, help our heart health, help fuel you, give you long-lasting energy. So those are good. Now going for total carbohydrates. Carbohydrates, a lot of people fear them, but it's not necessary. Carbohydrates are our body's #1 preferred source of fuel for our brain. We need carbohydrates to survive. So what matters though is how many carbohydrates you're eating at each meal, snack, and total for the whole day. And that depends on your total daily calorie needs as well. It's a percentage of your calorie needs, and it varies greatly depending on how active you are. So definitely want to talk to a dietitian to figure out how many carbohydrates you should look for in your total day, and then how to break that up between your meals and snacks. I typically look for about 15 to 20 grams of total carbohydrates in my snack foods, because that's a good average range to aim for, to give you a little boost of energy. That's not going to be so much that your body's acting as if it's getting in a whole extra meal. And then with those carbohydrates, you want to choose high fiber when you can. A couple grams of fiber in a snack is a good goal, at least 2 grams at least. Fiber is basically going to keep you full longer, so if you find something with 4 grams, even better. And it's going to help with digestion as well. And then protein, the last thing I mentioned. Protein paired with our carbohydrates helps to keep that energy that you're bringing into your body lasting longer. So if you had, let's say, a banana by itself, you eat the banana, it brings in carbohydrates with fiber, lots of other good stuff too, vitamins and minerals. But the carbohydrates are going to raise your blood sugar, they're going to go up, and then it's going to drop back down, and you're going to feel hungry again pretty quickly. If you were to pair this banana with a couple tablespoons of peanut butter, let's say, you're going to be adding in 2 tablespoons of peanut butter, 8 grams of protein. Eating these together with the carbs and the protein will keep that energy lasting longer. So your blood sugar will still go up, maybe a little slower, and then it won't drop as quickly. So instead of this roller coaster ride of blood sugar levels, it's going to go up and down more steadily, keeping you feeling energized and full even longer. So to recap, we'll take a look at the peanut butter label so you get a good idea here. Okay, up close. So we're looking for the total calories in our snack, the types of fats, total carbohydrates, fiber, and protein. That's what I recommend looking for to find your healthy snacks. And again, talk to a dietitian to figure out just exactly how many calories, carbohydrates, proteins, and fats you need each day. Okay, now let's get into some healthy snack examples. Now again, I always recommend choosing options that provide carbohydrates and protein together, preferably with the fiber and the healthy fats as well. So I'm going to show you some of my favorites. So for carbohydrates, you might be thinking, what is she going to show me that's a healthy carbohydrate? Fruits and veggies have carbohydrates. A lot of people say, I'm cutting out carbs. But really what they mean is they're cutting out starchy carbs. They maybe still be eating fruits and vegetables, but not realizing that there's carbohydrates in there too. So one of my favorites, especially this time of year, is fresh citrus. These clementines, these are the easy peel ones. Seriously, the easiest thing ever. Now something like this, because they're so small, you can have a couple of them. I typically have 2 or 3 at one time. And again, I always pair it with protein. One of my favorite proteins to pair with fruit for a snack, cheddar cheese. Who doesn't love fruit and cheese combo? So either I'll do clementines, a couple slices of cheese, an apple and cheese, a delicious combo. You could do something like applesauce. This is a blueberry flavored, no sugar added applesauce. I count this as a fruit because there's no sugar added, so it's not super processed. Although you don't get as much fiber as you would in apples, as you would in an actual apple in an applesauce, but it's another delicious option. So apple, clementines, you could do grapes, pineapple, fruit cup, whatever you like. Pair it with some cheese. Super simple, super delicious snack. So that's one of my go-tos. What else can you pair with protein coming from the cheese? Crackers, of course. Who doesn't love cheese and crackers? So when choosing a cracker, I typically recommend choosing the high fiber options. Like I said earlier, a couple of grams per snack is a good goal. However, I know some cracker options out there are absolutely delicious, but maybe they don't have that much fiber, and it's okay to eat those sometimes too. So let's take a look at a few of my favorite cracker options. Triscuits, very popular brand. I think everybody knows what Triscuits are. When you're looking at a label, you always want to check the serving size because that's the amount that you would eat to get all of this nutrition here in these amounts, right? So 6 crackers is a serving on this label. If you eat 12, you have to double all these numbers. So for 6 crackers, you get about 120 calories, 20 grams of carbohydrates, which again, I aim for about 15 to 20 grams per snack myself, 3 grams of fiber. We're right in that range that we're aiming for, and 3 grams of protein as well. So Triscuits are actually a pretty good cracker option. If you eat too many, the carbohydrates will definitely be up there, but it's a good option. It's going to keep you feeling full. So I will typically have like 5 or 6 of these, a couple slices of cheese together. Perfect snack. Easy to pack too, to take with you on the go. Other crackers that I love, Wheat Thins, another common option. These actually have serving size of 16 pieces here. And there is 22 grams of carbohydrates with 3 grams of fiber still and 2 grams of protein. So I think a lot of people tend to think these are a little more processed, but they actually are still a decent option. So I really like these with the cheese as well, or a spinach dip. Dips made with Greek yogurt can act as your protein for a snack. Cedars makes so many great dip options. This one is my favorite right now. I actually pair this with another cracker that I think is the most delicious combination, although these are not the healthiest crackers. I love this combo here. You gotta try it. So these crackers For 1.5 pieces, which they're long strips, 11 grams of carbs, only 1 gram of fiber, and 2 grams of protein. So much less fiber in this one. I pair it with the spinach dip because it tastes delicious, so I'll have this sometimes. The spinach dip has, let's see, a little bit of protein, a little bit of carbs, but not much else in there. So just a nice light snack. So again, sometimes you don't have to have the best choice, but you can choose something that's just delicious to you. So again, these are some of my favorite cracker options. Now, if you are looking for something that's a higher fiber cracker, these Wassa flatbreads are a great choice. They have a whole line of different varieties, and they're all pretty delicious. You see here, a serving size is 1 slice. Can't read it and show it to you at the same time. 8 grams of carbohydrates in 1 slice, which again, these are also long pieces. 3 grams of fiber as well, and a little bit of protein. They make some other varieties that might have even more fiber, more protein too, so definitely check those out if you're looking for another good option. Okay. So again, we got spinach dip. Any dip, again, made with Greek yogurt is going to have at least some protein in there. You could also do, if you say you're having the lower fiber crackers with the dip, choose to have some vegetables with it as well, like some fresh carrots, raw carrots. That'll add some extra fiber to it, so you're making up for the lack of fiber in the crackers, for instance. More protein options from Cedars. Again, you guys might know by now if you follow me on Instagram that I love my Cedars products. Hummus, good option for protein as well. You can pair it with crackers, pair it with veggies, of course. You get in 2 tablespoons, just 1 gram of protein, but I don't know anybody that can eat just 2 tablespoons. I usually have a big scoop and just have a bunch of veggies and crackers with it, so another good option for your protein. And I mentioned before the peanut butter when we were talking about the banana, right? Banana, peanut butter, a great option. Apple and peanut butter, another delicious choice. Any fruit really goes well with nut butter. Now, when you're choosing a nut butter, you always want to choose one that's minimally processed with little to no added sugar if you can. I recommend a natural peanut butter like this one here. This is Nature's Promise. You can get at Hannaford or Stop and Shop. Teddy is a really great name brand option. But the only ingredient you need in peanut butter to make peanut butter is peanuts. That's it. So literally the only ingredients on there should be peanuts or maybe salt. I get the salted one, but you can get unsalted too. So again, you don't need extra oils, you don't need added sugar, syrups, any of the stuff they add to the other more processed ones. You just need peanuts and salt if you like it. So peanut butter, great protein option. Again, 8 grams of protein in 2 tablespoons. Pretty good. You could also pair this with crackers, or get creative, throw it on whatever you like. Really great option. Okay. Now, one of my favorite snacks that sometimes you just get the munchies and you really want something that is kind of light and crunchy and salty. I love popcorn. Now, this is one option for air popped popcorn that comes in the bag already popped. There's also Boom Chicka Pop. I think there's Skinny Pop, Smart Pop, a million different kinds of pop, right? So this is just one that we've been really liking lately. A little higher in sodium than some of the other brands, but we don't eat it so often, so it's okay. And what I want to point out is that popcorn is a really light snack. You can actually have a huge portion compared to like chips or crackers for very few calories and carbohydrates. So as you can see here, I'll check the serving size. 3 cups, right? 3 full cups popcorn, it's only 150 calories. With the 150 calories, you're getting 14 grams of carbohydrates, which is perfect for the snack portion that I'm aiming for, 3 grams of fiber, and 2 grams of protein. So this is just as good as one of those higher fiber crackers. And you get 2 full cups. So you can fill a nice big bowl, measure out 3 cups, have that salty munchy snack. And it has the carbohydrates and protein in it together, so you don't even have to pair it with anything else if you don't want to. I find though that I am much more satisfied for a longer period of time if I do pair this with a little extra protein and fiber. So what I will do is I'll get a bag of trail mix. I really like this one here. It has the candies in it, a little bit of chocolate. You could make your own with some mixed nuts, raisins, dried cranberries, chocolate chips, M&Ms, whatever you like. So what I'll do is I'll make little snack bags ahead of time for the week. I'll put some popcorn, put a little sprinkle of trail mix in there, and have it mixed up ready to go. And it's great for just like munching when you're at work or when you're on the go, whatever you need for a little energy boost. Now trail mix, it will add some carbohydrates in there as well, especially if you're putting the chocolate or the candies. But also a couple grams of fiber and protein to add in there as well. Another great option you can add in with the popcorn is cooked or dried chickpeas. This is a great option. These are crunchy and delicious. This is one brand you can find, Saffron Road. You'll notice in a 1/4 cup serving, they do also contain carbohydrates as well as the protein, but there's 5 grams of fiber in one serving here. So adding some of these into your popcorn is going to add a little extra boost of long-lasting energy. It's going to keep your stomach more full, going to help with digestion. You also get 6 grams of protein, and they're so flavorful. They're just super yummy, so a really great addition. Okay. Now what about granola bars, right? Energy bars, snack bars, there's so many different bars out there. You can go down a couple different aisles of typically any grocery store and find different types of bars, and they can be really confusing and overwhelming. So I have a couple good options here I wanted to talk with you about. So one of my favorite brands is Kind. They make a whole variety of different kinds of bars. I have a couple here that I had in my kitchen at the time to show you, but you can find a bar like this. You'll see the serving size is 1 bar, and the total carbohydrates is about 20 grams. Hope you can read that. So 1 bar, 20 grams of carbohydrates, 180 calories. We have 12 grams of total fat, 1.5 grams saturated and no trans fat. That means that the other portion of the total fat there is coming from those healthy fats that I mentioned earlier. Monounsaturated, polyunsaturated fats, those are good fats to keep you full, help your heart health, all that good stuff. We also have 20 grams of carbs with 3 grams of fiber and 4 grams of protein. So this bar on its own is a great snack. It's balanced. It has the carbs, the protein, the fiber, the fats, all the good stuff. So great option here. Kind also makes these Kind protein bars that I think are awesome. I buy these for my husband a lot, especially when he was having a long commute from long work days before we got in this quarantine. There's those days that things get so busy that you don't have time to eat your whole lunch or something like that. You're get starving in the mid-afternoon, so you need something that's really going to satisfy you. So this basically is the same type of bar as this, except it has a lot more protein, so it's going to give you longer lasting energy. This one's totally fine for a normal snack. So if you just have a day where you're like, I need something that's going to give me a good boost, this is a great product. So this one, per bar, 250 calories, so a little higher in calories, but you're getting a lot more energy from those calories. 18 grams of carbs, so even actually less than the other one. 5 grams of fiber and 12 grams of protein. So if you eat one of these midday after your lunch, this is definitely going to hold you over and hopefully until your dinner. Another brand I love is Larabar. These are great options. There's so many different varieties of flavors. They're very minimally processed too. This one here is the strawberry chocolate chip. So with the chocolate chips, you're going to get more processed ingredients in there, like sugar, of course. But one of these has 26 grams of carbs, 5 grams of fiber, 4 grams of protein. If there was no chocolate chips in here, you might find less total carbs and sugar content. These are a great option. They're mainly made with dates and nuts. If you check the ingredients on some of the other flavors, there might only be 3 ingredients in there, and they're so yummy, and they're nice and chewy and soft. So another one I definitely recommend. Okay, back to those mid-afternoon hangries. Sometimes you need a lot more fuel, like I was saying. Perfect Bar is my go-to option when I just need something, just in case I don't have time to eat a full meal or I need some extra energy. Now these ones can be a little more filler. They have more calories and more carbohydrates than even the Kind protein bar. So sometimes I'll only have half one of these if I'm feeling like I just want a regular snack. Or sometimes again, midday, afternoon hangry, you're out doing errands after you get out of work, you're having a late dinner, one of these can hold you over. So one of these bars, like I said, a little higher calories at 310, but you're getting a lot of healthy fats. This label actually specifies the fats there. You can see total fat, saturated, trans fat, with monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats as well. So we have 25 grams of carbs, 5 grams of fiber, 12 grams of protein. So another one that's going to hold you over and really delicious too. Okay. So I've showed you all my healthy snack options here. We got our high fiber carbohydrates, our proteins, our healthy fats, all that good stuff that's going to nourish our body. But does that mean we can't ever indulge in something a little more fun? Like spicy nacho Doritos. I grew up eating Doritos. I love them. I hadn't had them for years, and then recently we went on a weekend trip with some friends, and they happened to bring some spicy nacho Doritos, and it was like I had one, and all the childhood memories of eating Doritos came back, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to be buying those more often. So it's so great to eat stuff like this too. Something like this in 12 chips, you get 18 grams of carbs, so that actually can fit perfectly into my snack goal of 15 to 20 grams of total carbohydrates. Only 1 gram of fiber though, so not going to keep you very full. There is 2 grams of protein, and also the total fat is 8 grams. Saturated is 1. 0 trans fats. That means there's 7 grams of healthy fats in here. And the sodium isn't even too high. So this can absolutely be a healthy snack if you eat the whole bag in one sitting, which I easily could do. Maybe not the healthiest option anymore, but the same thing goes with wheat thins and spinach dip, or Triscuits and hummus, or a granola bar. If you eat 3 granola bars at once versus 1, it's going to be completely different for your body. So the portion size makes a big difference. And if you love it, just eat it. The key is to moderately eat the portion size and to eat mindfully. Sit there and enjoy it. Don't feel guilty about it. Another option, tortilla chips and salsa. Who doesn't love good old chips and salsa? I think it gets a bad reputation, but again, you can have 9 chips, 20 grams of carbs. Not bad. They're low sodium, a little bit of healthy fats as well. I probably would eat more than 9 of these, but even 20, no big deal. Choosing a salsa, really up to you on preference, but I like the ones that have the fresh tomatoes and all that good stuff. It makes me feel like I'm eating something really fresh and zesty. But this actually has some health benefits too. It's made from vegetables and fresh ingredients. So I say pick the salsa you love, enjoy it with your chips, and move on. Other treats I'm into lately, sour gummy bears. Who would have thought they would be a feast, but gosh, they're good. Something like this. Definitely more carbohydrates. So 12 pieces, which I could easily eat as I'm just like grabbing a handful and walking around the house. 24 grams of carbs, which is 16 grams of added sugar. So this is something I definitely try to eat mindfully. I take a couple out, put it on a napkin, put this in the cabinet, and then walk away with my napkin and eat them in a different room. I think with something like this, because it's so hard not to go back to the cabinet and get like another big handful, I think what you really need to focus on is giving yourself permission to indulge. Because if you know that you can go back there anytime you want and have a couple more of these, it feels less stressful. Because if you say to yourself, oh my God, I ate gummy bears this morning, you can never have those again, I have to keep myself away from the snack cabinet, you're going to be thinking about it all day long. And in the back of your mind, no matter what you're doing, you're going to be saying, man, I really want those gummy bears, but I can't have them. And it's going to create this kind of negative relationship with food in general. So instead, give yourself permission. If you know that, hey, if I have a craving tomorrow for gummy bears, I can have some more. You're not going to feel this constant need to go in there and have more of them. So give yourself permission and forgiveness and move on. So I hope this was helpful for you in finding, options to give yourself nourishing, healthy, delicious snacks. I'd love to hear what your favorite snack options are and which ones you're going to try out maybe from this video. So put a comment below. Let me know what you think. Send me a message. And if you want more snack ideas, feel free to follow me on Instagram at Eating with a Dietitian. You can also go to my website, SabaniWellness.com, to find lots more nutrition info on there too. So I hope you found this helpful and I look forward to hearing from you soon.